Hello everybody.
Hello.
How goes it?
Good.
Please turn to Matthew chapter 20 in your Bible. Alright, we are talking about why shouldn't I be jealous and envious when everybody else is better off than I am. Wilderness mentality number 9. Okay, when we read, you don't have to read that, but when we read John chapter 21 verse 1 to 22, I'll read that quickly. When Peter saw John, he said to Jesus, "Lord, what about this man?" Jesus said to him, "If I want him to stay till I come, what is that to you?" So Peter basically wanted to make sure that if he was going to go through a difficult time, that John would also go through a difficult time. So you're so concerned about other people and focused on them that you lose focus on yourself. So I want to read you guys something out of the Bible which I find very significant to the story. Alright, from verse 1 it says, "For the kingdom of heaven," is everybody in Matthew 20? Alright? "The kingdom of heaven is like a landowner who went out early in the morning to hire workers for his vineyard. After agreeing with the workers on 1 denarius for the day, he sent them out into his vineyard." Okay, a denarius is a rand or a dollar or some form of money back then. Okay. Right, so it could have been whatever. I can't remember the exact amount of how much it would be, but it's a denarius. Alright. When he went out about 9 in the morning, he saw others standing in the marketplace doing nothing. To those men he said, "You also go to my vineyard, and I will give you whatever is right." So off they went. About noon, and at 3, he went out again and did the same thing. Then about 5, he went out and found others standing around, and said to them, "Why have you been standing here all day doing nothing?" "Because no one hired us," they said to him. "Well, you also go to my vineyard," he told them. And when evening came, the owner of the vineyard told his foreman, "Call the workers and give them their pay, starting with the last and ending with the first." When those who were hired about 5 came, they each received 1 denarius. So when the first ones came, they assumed they would get more, but they also received a denarius each. Notice that little word in there that sounds like this: assumed. Right? It causes a lot of pain in our lives. So they assumed they would get more. Alright, verse 11. When they received it, they began to complain to the landowner. "These last men put in 1 hour, and you made them equal to us, who bore the burden of the day and the burning heat." He replied to one of them, "Friend, I am doing you no wrong. Didn't you agree with me on 1 denarius? Take what is yours and go. I want to give the last man the same as I gave you." Here's the focus point. Don't I have the right to do with what is mine? Don't I have the right to do what I want with my business? Are you jealous because I am generous? Other translations say, "Is your eye evil because I am good?" Right, that's a scary thing. So what happens is, we go to committee for swearing, and your child gets 3 days and you get 7. What happens? It's so unfair because so and so got 3 days extras and I got 7. But did you not get what was agreed upon in the code of conduct? Yes. So if we decided to give the other guy 3 days, what is that to you? You didn't get treated unfairly. The other person just got treated gracefully, got shown some mercy. Now, because we got treated fairly, we get upset, in a nutshell. But we assume we've been treated badly, we've been treated badly because the other person didn't get the same as us. But in actual fact, that's none of our business. where we let those things sink us and slow us down when we've made so much progress, we're actually willing to forsake all the progress we've made in our lives because something like that happens. But when you look at it, you've gotten what was fair when it comes to the consequences you're supposed to get. Right? If I'm drinking and driving, I don't know if you guys knew that, but if you get caught now, it's 2 years prison. Right? So then, if someone else gets 1 year and I get 2 years, then it's unfair. But it's because I'm so focused on the other person that I feel like mine's unfair, but I'm getting what I'm supposed to get for the wrong I've done. It's balanced. So we're stuck in this place where we always feel like the victim, and we seem entitled. Maybe we are entitled, but not in a way that lifts us up, in a way that everybody else has to be treated the same as I get treated. It's still entitlement. Now the scary thing is, if I work hard every single day and one of my other colleagues, who I think doesn't work as hard as I do, gets an increase, why do I stop working hard? I'm supposed to work hard, number one, I'm getting a salary. Right? So I'm getting what I've agreed upon in the first place. If someone else gets an increase, I'm supposed to be happy for them and glad they get it. If I don't get it, I don't all of a sudden stop performing. Because if I stop performing, I can't get my salary at the end of the day. You see, and that's just a reward for the work I do. That doesn't determine my value as a person. Someone else getting a promotion doesn't automatically mean I get a demotion. Someone else getting overlooked for an offense and I don't doesn't automatically mean I get judged. We must take this automatic response of assuming that one thing means another thing. We keep hearing and seeing what is not said. You know what I mean? If I say, stop doing this and this is not good for you, you hear, oh, I'm not allowed to have fun. But that's not what's being said. What's being said is, stop doing this and this is not good for you. Don't hang around with these friends, they're bad influence. Don't date this person. Don't get involved in these. We keep hearing what is not being said. Let's just listen to what is being told to us, the advice that's given to us, because most of the time what's being said is just being said. Moving backwards slowly. Alright, I'm just going to read a few highlighted parts out of Joyce Meyer's book so you guys don't have to follow. Minding, right? Other people's business, or you mind your own business. Okay. Minding here is defined as having our mind set on. So I can mind my own business, so I have my mind set on my life, my progress, my walk, my future, my past, my pains, my joy, right? I mind my own business, I set it on me, or I can have it on someone else's. But when I do that, I automatically give other people control over my life. Did you guys know that? Someone can't take control of your life. It's something you give away. Have you guys heard the term self-respect? Alright? Did someone take it from you? Or did you give it away? Give it away. What's the hardest thing to get back? The thing you gave away so easily. If we start respecting ourselves, which means we automatically value ourselves, we can start going through difficult times. Because if you understand your value as a person, and you know what? Going through a trial, a difficult situation, not getting your way, all these kind of things, has the capability to form in you something that's not there at the moment. Maybe we lack in patience. Maybe we lack in understanding. Maybe some compassion. Maybe we're not generous. Maybe we're judgmental. How are the situations in your life almost in opposition to that natural response? So then you have to become generous. You have to become non-judgmental. But what's wrong with those things being formed in your life? Except uncomfortability. Please turn to James chapter 3. Verse 16. Those of you who've been to committee a few times will find James a bit quicker than others. And everybody who laughs now have been to committee a few times. Is everybody there? Okay. Verse 16 says this: For where envy and selfish ambition exist, there is disorder in every kind of evil. Right? That's intense. Every time I read that Bible verse, I'm like, yes, man. What is envy? Selfish. Selfish ambition finds itself. If those two are there, every kind of disorder. Even says evil. James chapter 4 verse 1, just a little bit down. What is the source of wars and fights among you? You guys know? Could we say envy and selfish ambition? We could safely say that. Right? Yeah, the Bible answers it. It says in verse 2, the second part of verse 1, don't they come from the cravings that are at war within you? What are the cravings that are at war within us most of the time? Envy and selfish ambition. You see, I'm doing a life coaching course and hopefully if all goes well I'll be done with it by the end of March, right? And in these studies they define a coach as someone who wants to get their clients to be as good or better than they are. Right? So I've done my job if somebody is better, stronger, fitter, healthier, able to reason better, able to make better decisions, all these kind of things than I am. Then I have only done my job. Now, isn't it the same if we are brothers and sisters in this life and we have to live for each other? Because as soon as I have envy and selfish ambition in a coaching situation, I would never want somebody to be better than me. I wouldn't want to teach somebody a new skill because they might then be able to be better than me. I wouldn't teach somebody this because that could happen. Or selfish ambition is the motive for me doing that would always be to be a step ahead so that I can look like the good person and you must envy me and you must love me, and then I've missed it. When those two are together, every kind of evil. Now imagine we have unselfish ambition. What is that? Ambition for other people to be successful. So as soon as somebody else has an opportunity, let's drive them to do the best. Even if it means being uncomfortable for a while. Because you can see the bigger picture. Right? Having the right friends in our lives doesn't mean having yes men in our lives. Somebody agreeing to every single thing that you want to do and this and that. I don't simply want somebody to agree with everything I do. I want a friend in my life that could probably dream for me in the moments where I can't and push me in the right direction. I want a friend that can stop me when I'm going out of line. Am I going to like this person when those things happen? No. No, I'm not. Oh, what do you know, yo man, it's impossible to do that. No, come on, you can do it. I'm not going to like that. I'm going to feel pressured. Stop pressuring me. Stop this, stop that. But when I've reached my goal, my dream, who am I going to go and thank? That person. But when I failed, do I go to the yes men who said, "Yeah, no, we'd rather just give up"? Do I go to them and say, "Thank you, you helped me fail"? No. But that's exactly what they did to us. Okay, the heading. Why shouldn't I be jealous and envious when everybody else is better off than I am? Can you answer that? Because it's not going to get me anywhere. Being envious and jealous doesn't make me a better person. If I'm all about bettering myself, changing my life, am I going to do it myself? Or am I going to need some help? Okay, if we would have done it ourselves, why are we here today? Right. Now, if we get the help that we want, if you come to me and you say, "Listen man, I need some financial help, I'm in debt, can you help me with some bucks to pay off this and that?" And then I say, "Alright, bud, you know what, I can give you 500 bucks for the next 4 months to help you pay off the debt." Are you then going to be upset because I can't give you 700? Right? Because you're not getting the help the way you wanted it? No, you're not. But now when it comes to character changing, life changing, these things that we have to deal with every day, as soon as you get it the way you don't want it, you quit. You don't want it anymore. But you're going to get the help given the way the help is going to be given. Stop having these conditions or expectations on how it must be so that people can help you. You didn't know in the first place. I didn't know in the first place. Now, as soon as these things don't get met, I don't want the help. So you don't want the 500 bucks because you expected 700. Or someone else gets to do a 6-month program and I have to do an 8-month program. And in those extra 2 months that's supposed to better the person, I've seen people go backwards because they're so focused. This wilderness mentality is the reason. Now here's the funny thing. If I want the best for you, if you don't believe it, you won't receive it. So any advice I give to you, be skeptical about it. Because you don't know me or what's my motives or these kind of things. But what is the root of that? Fear. Right? Safe to say. So insecurity, low self-confidence, being manipulated, pride, not getting my way. You get what I'm saying? So we're so scared of those things, but it's all scared. It's fear. We're afraid that what's going to happen isn't going to be good to us. But then let me throw this out again. If we knew what was going to be good to us, why did we do the things that we did? See, something has to change. Simply stopping a behavior, a substance, and not replacing is not good enough. If you're going the wrong way, right, and you stop, are you still going to go to the way that you wanted to go? No, you're just going to stop halfway the wrong way. You have to turn around and go the way you wanted to go. Now that's going to be a new experience. Now my question to you is, right, I'm going to go off topic a little bit, but it's fine. If you do not know where you want to go, how can you be upset with the route that you are being given, with the map, the destination that you are being taught, shown? We can't. It's not logically possible to be upset. Okay, well, we're taking the wrong road, but okay, cool, but we're taking the wrong road. Where are you going? I'm not sure. Okay, well then, mind your own business. Let me show you where we are going. And that's what happens here. And it's not only here, this is what happens in life. We don't know where we are going, but we are so opinionated about the people who are taking us somewhere that we just stop going. See, I'm sure that there are some character traits and some characteristics that I have in my life that you want. I don't say this arrogantly, please, right? And if I have those things, why not follow me? If it looks like I have a little bit more direction in my life than you do, isn't it safe to follow me? Then if somebody else has more direction than me, I would say it's safe to follow them. Right? If somebody has what you want, now this is going to be unselfish or selfish, you'll follow them. So, if you're in a bad space and somebody has arrogance and swagger and all this, right? I don't know what the word is, but you get what I'm saying. It looks attractive, it looks fun, it's the mean person, it's rebellion in a nutshell. But if you're in a bad space and that looks attractive to you, you are going to follow that person. But exactly the same is true of the opposite. If this person has integrity and is honest and is patient and you want those things, you'll follow that person. But decide what you want. At the end of the day, we are more sure of the one direction than we are of the other direction. So if you look at rebellion, in a nutshell, we know where that's going to get us. We've lived those lives, but we more or less know where that's going to get us. More so than integrity. So now we start following the path of integrity, and it becomes difficult. All of a sudden, we don't know where we're going because this is a new path. What do we do? Oh man, it's not right, you're not doing it wrong. Let me go back to what I know. You see, the idea is this. Do I know where we are going? I have an idea. Right? But if I can get people to follow me and help me find it, then I've done my job. And if you apply exactly the same thing, you have done yours. Almost sounds like I'm contradicting myself, but I'm not. I know where I'm going in the sense of rebellion versus integrity. Do you know exactly where you're going when you're in rebellion? No. But people still follow you. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, you are either responsible for leading someone into rebellion or leading someone into integrity. You decide. Rather have someone that doesn't apply what you've taught them and it's led to failure, or you have someone who's applied everything you've taught them and it's led to failure. The one is on you and the one is on them. Okay, so if somebody else gets treated different than you, let it be. If somebody else gets away with something that you don't get away with, it's fine. Maybe you're not supposed to get away with that because that's going to be the thing that sinks you. Everybody's on their own journey. If you have to do an 8-month program, someone else does a 6-month program, you're doing your program. You get what I'm saying? See, the thing in life is everything works in boxes, right? So there's a big box over here, then you've got a smaller one, and a smaller one, and each one of these boxes represents our lives and the consequences and the rules and all these kind of things. If you're in punishment, you've got a little box over here, right? And outside of this is the Jericho box, outside of this is life, and outside of that is bigger ones. You get what I'm saying? Now the walls in these boxes are all transparent. So if I'm on punishment, I can still see the freedom that everybody else has when I have to work. Or extras. I'm on dishes, everybody else has a siesta. I have to do something on Saturday, everybody else can watch TV. But for that moment in time when you're on extras or on punishment or in rehab or whatever the case may be, your normal has changed. And it's the consequences of your behavior that's gotten you this box. Okay, and unfortunately it's rugby rules. On the line is out. We like playing on this line. And then you get caught, you get a smaller box. And then you play on this line, and then you get a small, and you play on this, and you get a smaller box. And you keep playing on the freaking lines, and you keep getting smaller boxes. Somewhere along the line, if you do everything you're supposed to do inside this box, and you play on the inside, you have freedom. But you don't know what this freedom's like because you haven't had the smaller box. Once you've had that smaller box, you appreciate this freedom. Okay, do you have to get the small box to appreciate freedom? No, you use these. Right? We can learn from other people's mistakes. I said this many times. Have our parents given us bad advice? Don't do drugs. Bad advice. Don't drink and drive. Bad advice. Don't sleep around. Bad advice. These friends aren't good for you. Bad advice. No. It's us. Yeah, I'm sure it's bad advice, but it's not that bad. Okay, these walls are transparent, guys. So you can see if someone else doesn't get the same consequences or the same rewards or whatever the case may be as you do. But if you're in a different box at that time, you're in a different box. So change the way you see it and make the best of what you've got. Then when you get a bigger one, make the best of what you've got. You get what I'm saying? But stop looking for a reason to disqualify yourself from partaking in this competition, this race, this journey, this experience. Because it sucks. Who likes starting over? No. None of us. Like really, please participate. Who likes starting over? Okay, 3 people. It really sucks. Except you 3. You guys can go. And we start over in moments in our lives. So let's say, for example, we get consequences for bad behavior. Okay? A relationship breaks up because we've been acting like douchebags, so there's a breakup. Now we have to start all over again. How's about we don't act badly, and then that thing just grows and excels and becomes something beautiful? But then we start over again. Or we get speeding fines for speeding all the time. I say that because I really do speed. I must stop. And we get consequences for that. And every single time I get a traffic fine, I'm upset. Where I could just drive past the guys at 100 k's an hour and be like, hey guys, how's it going? Because usually you get the person that you've overtaken 20 minutes ago, while you're getting the fine, comes cruising past you. And then you end up behind them. You know what I mean? Still get there before you. Silly example, but we do these things in life. Walls are transparent. It's fine. But remember, you're on your own journey. So if somebody else does great, does well, and you feel like you're not, it's fine. Your time will come. That verse in the Bible, do not grow weary in doing good, for in due season, in due time, you will reap your harvest. If we give up before it's due time, we don't reap it. We start over. Okay, let's pray. Heavenly Father, I thank you for this class, Lord. Man, I ask that you please help us to apply these things in our lives. Make us sensitive to these behaviors, Lord, so that we can correct it. I think sensitivity is key in these kind of things. And give us the attitude of graciousness and mercifulness towards other people. In Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Have a good day.